No one expected it, but now everyone's talking about it. Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris, two of the most talked about names in love and hip-hop, have just been dropped from reality TV altogether. After years of explosive storylines, fights, and headlines, their time on screen has come to an unexpected end. So what actually happened? What pushed the producers to cut them off completely? According to insiders, it all started with a huge fight backstage, one that got out of control fast. Security couldn't handle it, tempers were flaring, and fists were flying. Cameras were still recording. And now it looks like the reality TV reign of Kirk and Mendeecees is over. No more storylines. No more behind-the-scenes confessions. Just a harsh reality neither of them saw coming. But here's the thing. It might not just be about one fight. There are whispers that something deeper was going on behind closed doors. Rumors of backstabbing, hidden agendas, and secrets that had been bubbling under the surface for a while. This wasn't just a one-time blow-up. This might have been building for months. The tension between Kirk and Mendeecees had been getting worse for weeks, but nobody expected it to blow up like this. What started as casual digs turned into something way more serious, something that could ruin both of their careers. The fight happened during a private post-show meeting where cast members were supposed to hash things out before the official reunion episode. No cameras, no audience, just a chance to talk things through. But when you gather people with big personalities, old grudges, and a history of drama, things don't always go as planned. Kirk and Mendeecees never really had a close bond, but there was always a level of respect. Until recently. That respect vanished when talk started spreading that Mendeecees was trashing Kirk behind his back, calling him irrelevant and claiming he was only still around because of Rashida's hustle. Didn't take kindly to that. Said, "I'm the reason people even watch this show." Kirk reportedly told others on set. The taping, Kirk tried to talk to Mendeecees privately, hoping to clear the air. Mendeecees wasn't backing down. He reportedly told Kirk, "If you're so bothered, maybe fix your own mess." He said it, according to witnesses, was smug and cold. Pushed Kirk over the edge. Started as a tense conversation, turned into a screaming match. Producers and cast members stood frozen as things spiraled. "You're a guest. I built this show," Kirk shouted, pointing at Mendeecees. Mendeecees laughed in his face, and that's when it all exploded. Hard, sending him backward into a chair. Within seconds, punches were flying, chairs were knocked over, glass broke, and chaos took over the room. Security rushed in, trying to separate them. Yandy screamed at Mendeecees to stop, while Rashida tried to pull Kirk away, but it was already too far gone. The room had started recording on their phone when things first got heated, and by the time the fight broke out, the footage was already circulating online, spread across social media in minutes. We're shocked. It's poured in. The production team went into panic mode. It wasn't just reality TV drama, one producer said. This could ruin everything. It wasn't just wild. It was violent. Violent, in fact. Production was immediately shut down. Mendeecees were separated and sent into different rooms while the executives huddled to decide what to do next. Reality shows have fights. Pushing and yelling is nothing new. Line. Violent, too messy, and too real. Concerns about safety. Video made things even worse. We're reaching out, worried about their name being tied to the mess. Next morning, the decision had been made. Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris were officially fired from Love and Hip Hop. No warnings, no final scenes, just gone. Leave it. Be real, he reportedly said, pacing around his home. Done anything like this before. Me. I've been here since day one. Rashida knew what it was. She told him. They didn't have a choice. To hear it. He felt like he was Love and Hip Hop, like they were cutting off the person who helped carry the show for years. Of it for over a decade, built his and made moves with it. Mattered now. Wasn't taking it well either. He was sitting at home with Yandy. The moment they told him he was off the show, he was stunned. "That's not happening," he said. But wasn't going to let it slide. So now, after everything we gave them, she snapped, grabbing her phone. Their relationship, the prison storyline, their family struggles, it's key to the show's success. Anymore. I to let him get to you, Yandy muttered. Now look, we're done. Stop there. The story. Others started reacting, and soon the focus shifted from the fight to a bigger question. Mendeecees finished with reality TV completely? Multiple networks were now hesitant to work with them. Saw them as too risky. One producer reportedly said, "We can't go through this again. Professional here? How can we trust them somewhere else?" Potential spin-offs were canceled. The fallout had started. Mendeecees was in the middle of his own storm. Love and hip-hop. But he wasn't about to just give up. It was to control how his story got told. On the drama, he used his platform to speak about his experiences. He shared emotionally during an Instagram live. From to being separated from my family, I've always handled things. This is just another challenge. But I don't regret defending myself. Respect means everything to me, and I won't let anyone disrespect me, on or off the screen. During the live, keeping a composed yet intense expression, she was angry, no doubt, but she also understood how reality TV worked. She'd been too long not to. You take it, then come back stronger. Trust, this ain't the end for Mendeecees, she told their followers. He's been through worse. We always get back up. The cameras were off. Mendeecees wasn't so sure. Getting wasn't just losing a job. It felt he to that series, shown his real life, and now it all felt like it was being erased overnight. I'd recover from this, he admitted to Yandy late one evening, weighed down by doubt. This show is hived. What do we have left without it? But you sit and complain. She was already thinking ahead. She told him, people love us for who we are, not just the show. We'll figure something out. Around that it wasn't just a firing. They were being blacklisted from reality TV altogether. At first, just gossip. But soon, the matter turned serious. Sources networks confirmed that neither Mendeecees was getting another shot. It's not just, one insider explained. Drama is but this went too far. No network wants to deal with lawsuits or people losing control. For Kirk, even harder. Losing the show thing, but getting banned from the whole industry, that was like watching his entire vanish. Without reality, Kirk's brand would fade. And with it, his influence and income. He told Rashida one night, his voice tight with frustration. Me? I built something real here. Rashida, when Kirk wasn't, tried to soothe him. We'll figure something. You're too smart to let this end you. But Kirk, without the cameras, staying relevant would be tough. Sure, but his public image was the fuel keeping everything going. If that disappeared, everything else might fall apart too. Mendeecees was feeling the pressure. His phone had it. Want to work with him. Now, nothing. Social media dropped. He shut the door on him completely. He told Yandy, I'm not going out like this. Yandy ahead. Then let opportunities. If they won't put us show, we've got the followers, let's use them. Still, they both wouldn't be easy. Being blacklisted, losing a role, it meant being locked out of the entire business. And as time passed, that reality hit harder. The live reality TV fame were on shaky ground. Road for them, silence from producers, the lack of phone calls, and the sudden distance from an industry that once couldn't get enough of them. It all felt unreal. These were two of the most talked about names in love and hip-hop, and now, nothing. No more confessional interviews, no film crews, no paychecks. At first, both men thought they could bounce back like they had in the past. They'd dealt with scandals, rumors, even public betrayals before, but this felt different. Kirk tried reaching out to contacts in other reality shows, hoping for another shot. He had friends in the business, people he had worked with for years, but every call ended the same. I wish I could help, one producer said. But the network doesn't want that kind of attention. That fight, it was too much. It wasn't just about what happened on set anymore. Kirk's image had taken a hit. People didn't see him as just a reality star who had a bad moment. He was now seen as unstable, difficult, and not worth the risk. Rashida noticed the change in him right away. The man who once walked around confident and in control now spent hours pacing, waiting for a phone call that never came. We've still got the bistro, she reminded him one night. We've got your clothing stores. That's not the point, Kirk said, shaking his head. This is who I am. This is what we do. If they shut me out, how do we stay on top? Rashida didn't have an answer. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was going through his own doubts. While Yandy kept brainstorming ways to rebrand and build something new, he felt stuck. His whole life had been about working hard and staying one step ahead. Now it seemed like every option was being taken away before he even had a chance. But Yandy wasn't about to give up. She started reaching out to streaming platforms, smaller production companies, and digital networks. "We don't need VH1, she told him. We can take this to YouTube, Zeus, Tubi, anywhere we want. We own our story." Mendeecees wanted to believe her. He really did. Something inside him was still unsure. It's not the same, Yandy. If we're not on TV, will people even care? Will, she said confidently, because we'll give them something they can't ignore. At the same time, the public had started weighing in. Social media lit up with debates. Some fans were furious, made love and hip-hop. Now they're getting tossed aside like they didn't matter, one user tweeted. It's messed up. Others weren't so forgiving. Knew what they were doing, another person replied. This wasn't regular TV drama. They fought on set. What did they expect? Even former cast members and producers had mixed reactions. Stevie J, a longtime love and hip-hop name, said it straight. There's a line you don't cross. And they crossed it. Others pushed back. Us to act out for ratings, said one ex-cast member on a podcast. And it gets too real? Suddenly we're too much? That's fake. All the backlash, good and bad. The network didn't budge. And Mendeecees were out. And there were no second chances. And Kirk decided to take another route. A legal one. In the game long enough to know his rights. Kirk wanted to push him out, he wasn't going quietly.